back to Tech Functions 101. Today in this episode, we're joined with Basvi Toronto. Basvi is currently a digital marketing intern at Basvi and a computer science student at the University of Alberta. She's also interested in data science and analytics. She's also been involved in several hackathons and many other committees over the past years. Today, we'll be going into Basvi's journey, what inspired her, how she got here, what she's working on, and her advice for her peers in tech. So let's get started. Hi, Basvi. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Prisha. Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah.
So to get started, how did you first get into coding and the whole industry of tech?
In regarding coding, I think uh I used to do it from like seventh grade, but it was really like basic stuff. But my main programming stuff got started in high school, I can say in 11th and 12th grade. I got introduced to Python and SQL during that time. And yeah, that's where most of my the tech journey began. And it's mostly the problem solving stuff that has kept me like has got me interested in it. So yes.
Was there ever a time when you did a project or built something by yourself that really kind of gave you confirmation oh, I really want to go into tech?
I am not sure if there was a project which mainly, like brought a spark or something, but it's just that I took like computer science as an elective during high school. And when I got to know about, okay, this is how actual coding looks like, and uh, also, just brainstorming about how to fix a bug or a really small problem, and just having that aha moment, that, okay, yeah, it's done. And yeah, that's what really got me, okay, let me see how this goes further. And that's why I chose it for my degree as well. And yeah, and just a few perks of being in coding is that, working from home sometimes, and uh, getting to know a lot of more people who are interested in it. So yeah, just few little things got me, get started in it, and that's why I continued it right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I started my journey too.
Oh,
I
nice.
started programming in grade 8, just with the curiosity to learn how, how are web apps and websites built, I was just
Yeah,
curious to know. And then from there, just the learning journey went on. So yeah, it's
cool.
crazy.
Nice.
So I know you're studying at University of Alberta right now in
Hmm.
computer science. So are you in going to your third year, second year?
Yeah, I'll be starting my third year, just like after a few days. And yes, excited and nervous both, I can say.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. But how has your
Yeah.
journey been at University of Alberta?
It's been really nice, and in the beginning, it was also quite new because I just got in Canada 2 years ago. So yeah, just getting to know about the lifestyle here, and the high school to university transition is also not much talked about, and it was just the responsibilities just get head on to you,
Mhm.
and yeah, you just have to face it. But it's also really nice to learn uh, when you get a chance to overcome those challenges. So yeah, it's been good. And at the university too, there are a lot of resources which help you to uh, you know see how things work around. So yeah, it's been good so far.
So I know you mentioned the challenge of transitioning from high school to university, especially when you're an international student.
Yeah.
So were there any big challenges and struggles that you faced early on, especially as an
Yeah.
international student when you were starting your university journey in a whole different
Yeah.
country?
Yeah, well, it can be I think it can be considered as a turning point, because yeah, like during high school and everything, when I was in my home country, a lot of things in school itself are quite, you know, given on a plate. You just are given stuff and you need to work through it and you submit it, and that's all. And also a lot of things are spoon fed. But yeah, when I landed here, everything just comes all of a sudden, and also it is a bit overwhelming. So yeah, overwhelming is a part of the challenge, and facing uncertainty was also one of the challenges. But yeah, I think with time and by being a little uh, you know I think more kind or more understandable towards myself has helped me to overcome these things. Yeah, and I think they come every now and then. But yeah, I just remind myself that, okay, if I was able to overcome a problem in my past, then
Mhm.
yeah, I can solve the current one too.
Yeah.
So yeah. that's how
Yeah,
I kind of
that's
just keep on motivating myself for
hmm
now.
yeah, and
And
I also feel like it does take like some time to get used to, but
yeah,
after like a year or two, you get used to like the whole lifestyle and everything, and then
yeah,
after that, it's just like growing and enjoying and learning from there. So yeah.
yeah, I agree.
So you mentioned that you started programming in grade seven, like learning it. So how did you like learn programming along the way? And like, what was there like a plan that you made, or was it just like, curiosity, like you just learned along the way, or just like through the school courses that you took?
Hmm. Yeah, like as I like started from grade seven, it was not like hardcore programming.
Mhm.
I think during that time there was a lot of cramming, and it was just preparing for exams. And the main focus was exam. Okay, like my exam is coming, I need to prepare all the practice questions, all the sample papers, and I just give my exam, and that's all. Like during those in the early grades, it was not very serious to me. But eventually, like as I mentioned earlier, that when I took like Python and SQL in 11th and 12th grade, that's where uh, the actual problem solving began. So yeah, and uh, I think that's mostly the journey so far. And I've like faced a bit of challenges, like self-doubt and everything. It
Yeah.
comes sometimes, but yeah, I just figure out that okay, if I have the resources, if I have the right people, if I have the right mentors, like things are quite achievable. So yeah, that's how it's been so far.
Yeah. And I also feel like with every like self-doubt, like every time you doubt yourself, there's always like an opportunity to learn and
Yeah,
kind of like
totally.
build that experience and like research and
Yes.
kind of like it kind of pushes you to learn more as well.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's also
And
strange how like so many people start their programming journeys with like Python. Like
yeah,
even I
that's
started
true.
with Python, so like that's it's
Yeah,
been pretty interesting. And I didn't
nice.
realize this, but there's like so many streams in like programming too. Like you can
Yes,
go
I
into
agree.
front end, back end, full stack, AI, ML, and like
Yeah,
there's so many more.
yes.
So currently I'm just like trying to work on like different projects and like
Hmm.
finding what I'm actually interested in.
Yeah.
So
And I totally agree that yeah, computer science is really, really vast. And it's just when like I also like got to know more about it when I like started the university phase, I can say. And earlier, like during school, it was like, okay, it's just okay, writing code on VS Code
yeah,
maybe, and
yeah,
just solving a bit of bugs, that's very small bugs, or
mhm,
like, correcting my syntaxes maybe. And yeah, it was like very, I was in a bubble, I can say.
yeah, yeah,
And
me too.
yeah, later I got to know that, okay, it's not just that. There's a lot to explore. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you're also currently a tech hub leader with rewriting the code, and also going through like computer science, studying that.
Yeah.
So how do these like academic and extracurricular roles like complete each other?
I think it's because of the summer and spring break that I've got for now has helped me to, focus on some personal projects and exploring internships. And that's when I also got to know more about RTC, rewriting the code. And I like literally joined in March. And yeah, and like my finals were about to end in April maybe. And during that time, there was the position of the tech hub leader. So yeah, I just took my shot and just applied. Like with no expectations. Okay, let's just see if like how it goes. And yeah, like regarding if they complement each other or not, I can say I think they do quite a lot because being a tech hub leader has allowed me to network more and to connect with people, especially women in tech who are really enthusiastic about uh, not just coding but figuring out uh, where they want to like what they want to pursue further in computer science. And yes, learning from other people's experiences has helped me. And and also I've been able to switch on my social side or my extrovert side maybe. And
Mhm.
yes, that's why I think it has helped me to gain a lot of soft skills, I can say, collaborating and coordinating with different people because there are like yeah, three other tech hub leaders with me in Toronto. So yeah, I think they're not very major things that complement. But yeah, I think the soft skills has helped me to grow.
As a tech hub leader, in Toronto, like how many
Hmm.
events have you like done so far? Like how has like your experience been? Like what's your role like?
I think so far we have hosted I can say six events so far. And I've the ones which I have attended were around like three or two maybe, like in person. And a lot of I can say the back end work was like I was working on that, the back end stuff, like submitting the event request and budgeting and making sure if everyone's okay with a certain time or not. So I was mostly working on that part. And other people who are in Toronto, they were able to attend more in person and reach out to people. And yeah, I tried my best to travel from Kitchener to Toronto and give my input as a leader as well. And yes, I think that's how it's been so far in uh, like leading, co-leading with other people.
Yeah, like considering that you just joined in March, like the
Yeah,
6 events is definitely a pretty good progress.
yeah,
And like RTC alone, like I believe it has like about 30K
yeah,
people now.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
definitely a big community where like you could just like, like share your experiences and like everyone's like willing to help each other. So that's
yeah.
what I really like about RTC.
Yes, me too. And especially all the like the supervisor and the people who are like uh handling the actual team of like RTC, they are also quite uh like really knowledgeable people to learn from, and seeing their proactiveness in the community and seeing how they guide people like me and other leaders and just in general other members of RTC is like really good and really interesting to learn from. Yes.
Just like building that network, that community, like it
Yeah.
goes a long way in the future. So I know you did a data analyst intern as like one of your
Mm.
first internships at
Yeah.
Mentorness. So how
Yes.
was your role like in that? Like I would love to know.
Yeah, sure. It was like I think just a 1 month internship. So it was like not really impactful for me personally. But yeah, I did got a chance to work on around two projects, I can say. Like one was a bit of like SQL related, and another one was a Power BI related project. And yes, like the people who were supervising were quite helpful. They provided me with the resources that I could use to learn from. And yes, it was quite a good experience, but yeah, not so bad, I can say.
Yeah. And I think like when you're starting off, especially like getting your first internships, it is pretty competitive out there now. So
Yeah,
I think
really.
it's all about just like trying to learn about like what you like, not like as well.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
like as you said in the beginning when you're starting off, like the culture of like where you're working is a lot more
hmm.
important than like how much you're getting paid to do the work or like, like
Yeah,
what your position is. Like just like being able to have that like helping culture in the
culture.
workplace is
Yep.
like definitely helpful.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, work, like the culture matters quite a lot.
So then, like moving on in your career, you did do a
Hmm.
marketing and quality control associate at NAT.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how was that like? Like, what was your role there?
Yeah, so NAT, which like we also call it NAT here, and yeah, it mostly stands for Network for Applied Technology.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I joined as a like just a volunteer in the marketing department, and I'm serving as a quality control associate. And yes, slowly I've also been inputting in the data side of the like the organization as well. So yes, like most of my role includes like as a quality control, I need to make sure like if things are up to date or not, and this and all the media stuff that we're putting out on platforms like it can be LinkedIn, Instagram, or even the newsletters. So I make sure that okay, if we don't have any minor mistakes or something that might be overseen by some people, and yeah, I just make sure if things are in the right place. And now slowly contributing to the data side of the organization, I have been working on figuring out the KPIs of the events that take place like through NAT and the hackathons that take place through NAT. And yes, it's been interesting and it's an ongoing learning process for now. And I've been really grateful to be surrounded by many people who are uh, really like not very experts, but still they have a lot more knowledge than me. So yeah, being able to learn from them and working uh, as well has been really good.
Mhm. Yeah, and I honestly don't know a lot about like NAT. So what does NAT
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, Network for Applied Technology, we mainly like uh, host hackathons and events at University of Alberta, and also also overall like around Alberta, I can say. Like there are people like students joining in from Calgary and Edmonton and a few more places as well. And yes, mainly the purpose is to, you know, foster a bond between students and getting people not just from computer science but from different part of the, the academic field as well. Like in hackathons, we have people joining from neurotechnology and neuroscience and a lot of biological sciences students as well. So yes, it's a really like it was quite new to me when I first joined and got to know, okay, that there are people collaborating like from not just CS background, but from other backgrounds as well. So yeah, we try to build a community which is like a really uh, diverse one.
All the skills that you mentioned about like event planning, like hackathons, I think there's
Yeah.
somewhat also transferred from like being like part of like communities that you are like Girl Script, Summer of Code, or like Girls Who Code, or even like
Yeah.
RTC.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
like I do see a lot of like correlation in that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I first started with NAT and then later moved on to
Okay.
RTC and joining other organizations. So I can say NAT has been the first place where I started to collaborate and actually, coordinate with other people. And that's what I can say has given a base to me to explore other organizations. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like all the skills that you mentioned along your way of like event planning and everything, that's like
Mhm.
almost like taking a leadership role. And
Yeah.
I think that's definitely like something that's also helpful when you go on to like working in the workplace.
Yeah.
Because you do have to have that leadership to be able to like build that community even like in your
Mm.
workplace to have like those people around you who are willing to like help you and like you can help them along the way as well and just like learn together. So
Yes, I totally, it's totally right. Yeah, like the soft skills that
mhm.
we usually like uh, don't like see
Yeah,
it from a different perspective, or yeah, in a way they are quite underrated. Like soft
yeah.
skills are underrated, and when we actually get to work at different like companies or something, I think yeah, I'm hoping that they will be useful in future too.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
especially it's underrated in like more of like the tech industry, like computer
Hmm.
science and engineering software.
Yeah.
So it's great that you're building your skills early on in your career. So on that point, like how has your experience been like so far with Girls Who Code and like also
Hmm.
being a contributor in Girl Script Summer of Code?
Uh, I can say that, like honestly speaking, I think even though I've been a member of like Girls Who Code, but I'm not like very active, I can say. I like it's a great community and a great place to build relation with people and like getting to know about what they're working on and if there are any opportunities out there. But yeah, I can say the most active that I've been is with RTC for now. And the Gulf Script Summer of Code is a really a good way to start if someone wants to contribute like in open source contribution. And yeah, I think for now, due to my other responsibilities that I have been trying to handling, I've not been very active on that platform. And I would highly recommend to people that if they are willing to join such a place, make sure that you have the bandwidth because it's for sure a great way to learn coding and to explore the open source side of just coding in general because it's not quite very taught in schools, I can say, about the open source things. And I can say events or hackathons like this help a lot. So I think that would be a little tip from my side because, yeah, like even though it feels really good to multitask on certain things, but there are times when you cannot give your 100% to every
Mhm.
single thing that you're taking part in.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a heads up maybe for someone who is
Yeah.
looking out to
For sure.
joining places like these.
And it's actually an advice that I use to kind of implement too, because
Yeah,
personally, like I've been joining a lot of clubs like throughout my past few years now.
yeah,
But yeah, like definitely I agree, like not being able to put your 100% into like something that you really like can be a challenge,
mm,
and like when you're
yeah,
multitasking, especially I
yes,
think when you're like transitioning from like high school to university and like going through that like
mm,
first year,
yeah,
'cause, yeah, then you're also dealing with like a lot of
okay,
other challenges and like getting used to the environment. So
Hmm.
Like, yeah, that does take a little bit of time.
Yes, and especially in the first week of classes, like
Mm.
when like we are very much in awe and getting uh just amazed by all the opportunities and everything that's out there. Like when I attended my first club fair, I was like, wow, there's so much to be
Mhm.
involved in, and I was just signing up almost everywhere. And then I later like realized, okay, wait, I have classes and courses too. Like they are mu a much priority for right now, and that's when I just figured out that yeah, priorities, uh, like making like just a list of priorities help a lot when we are trying to multitask. So yes, that's
Yeah,
how
that's
I've like yeah, that's how like I've narrowed down okay what I want to actually work on. Yeah.
That's definitely a great point. So you've participated in hackathons as well,
Yeah.
including Hacked 2025, and where you
Yeah.
co-developed Say It Right.
Yeah.
So could you walk us through a little bit about like your hackathon experiences and like
Hmm.
your project that you built?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Hacked 2025 is just I think maybe second or third hackathon that I've been in. So yes, I'm still figuring out uh how like to better collaborate in hackathons, and it's still a work in progress for now. But it's been a really uh it's really been great if someone wants to have some exposure to see what it's like in hackathon, because it's mostly the time constraint and the ideas that you need to come up with is something to balance, and also having the right team members matters a lot. And regarding Say It Right, it was quite fun to work with my peers and brainstorm how to implement it. And Say It Right is mostly for autistic people who like face challenges with communicating with other people. And it's mostly a tool to assist them and to guide them, okay, how to uh, like uh, like say things a bit more clearly and a bit more understandable for the other people. And yes, that's what we decided to work on during that time. And the tech stack that we mostly used was like for backend, we had Python and Flask, and for front end we had HTML and CSS. And also the use of AI tools was open during that time, and that's why we also took help from GPT and Claude as well. So yeah, it was quite interesting to work on, and yep, really memorable, I can say.
And like, how was your experience like for like at your first hackathon? Because I'm sure
Hmm.
like when I was going into my first hackathon, I didn't know what to expect at all. I was
Yeah,
pretty overwhelmed and like it's like
yeah,
finding a team like you don't know. So like, how was that
yes.
like?
Yeah, actually same. I was quite yeah, overwhelmed during that time. Uh, like everything was really quick, and it was a bit uh, like teeny tiny bit difficult to get a hold on of things and to absorb a lot of things at the same time. I think my team members decided a bit in advance, like not very much, but maybe a day or two earlier. So that helped me to okay, like decide that okay, how we want to work through things. And yeah, it was definitely challenging, but yeah, I just like participated for experience that okay, let's just see how it goes. We don't
Mhm.
know. And there is no harm in trying, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was
Mm.
going into my first hackathon, it was like actually during a winter storm too.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and it
Mm.
started on a Friday, like the opening ceremony, like Friday
Yep.
evening. But I
Mm.
had an exam or a midterm on the
Oh,
Friday, so I ended up going on the next day, which was like Saturday. And
yeah.
I didn't have a team until then.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Mm.
so that was definitely a challenge. But I think like
Mm.
after I was able to find a team,
Mm.
from there, like just having like a supportive team, like that could like kind of like I was pretty open to like being like, oh, I don't know much, but I'm willing to
Yeah.
learn. That's why I'm
Yes.
here. So, and I think they were pretty supportive of that and just like helping us like understand and like give us like
Mm.
basic things and like learn. So that was nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, same. Like even though, like even on my end, like we have hackathons during winter. I don't know that
Hmm.
why. Like there are some hackathons during spring and summer as well, but the mainly which I attended were in winter. So yes, like coping up with the weather is also another task. So happens, I guess. Yeah.
Like for me, I was like I kept like procrastinating on like going to hackathons for like almost a year. So
Oh,
that's why I was like this winter I'm going to
hmm.
this like no matter what. So that was also kind of
Nice.
push factor.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. Like at least you did from your end, like whatever was required. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So, Basvi, as we were talking a little bit earlier, so you are starting a new position now, as data and metrics lead at ORF Eco Art program. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So Orphe Eco Art Program, like is mostly an organization which uh, they set up different programs at schools to teach children more about sustainability along with art. So that's what interested me a lot, that you know, they are like they mix up creativity along with awareness. So that's what interesting like me to look out more about their organization. And I got to know that they were looking out for a database contributor, which eventually led me to being the data and metrics lead. And it has been really like good. Like I just recently joined there, and I will be helping the founder really soon to figure out all the data that they've collected till now, and to gain insights from it, and to see what can be extracted from the current uh, insights and current data, to see how to grow the organization further. And mostly, yeah, the initial steps would be to clean the data, organize it in a better way, and keeping it in a uniform format so that people can easily read it and figure out all the necessities from it. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how it further goes.
Yeah. And so you have worked a lot with like data and like in data science itself.
Mhm.
So is that something that you're more like leaning more towards as like your career path after like specializing in comp sci?
Yeah, that's like as of now, I can say it's
Hmm.
the yeah, it's one of the fields that I'm really looking forward to grow in. That's why I've been taking more data related roles. And yes, like it's quite interesting. Like we have this a bunch of stuff, and you need to see how is that going to be helpful. And yeah, I'm trying to learn a lot of things in the data field, and yeah, is as like work in progress as well.
I think like
Yeah,
especially with the growing like technology, there's like so much data nowadays that's like being stored online, and I think being able to like
yeah,
manage that is like a big part of every single business and even startup now.
yeah.
So that's definitely a very broad field like you could step into.
Yes, yes, totally. Like data in itself, they have like very different roles. And I'm still seeing that, okay, which one is going to be the best for me? Like they have data analytics, data science, and there's also business analytics. So yeah, it's just as wide as computer science, maybe. But yeah, it's really interesting to see where the learning will take me for now.
So do you see like a difference between like as you mentioned data analysis or data science? Like is there a difference between those?
Yeah, there is. And like we can say, yeah, there is a quite difference in it, because data analytics, like based on my knowledge so far, is it's mostly analyzing the data that you have currently and seeing, okay, what is the company or organization, whatever the data is from, is currently doing. Like, what's the current status of the company? And the data science part is involves a lot of prediction, that okay, we have the current data, what statistical and mathematical tools can you apply to it, and see where the company will be going, and how good or bad will they be doing in future. And yes, so the analytics part is about seeing the current trends and the current status, but the data science part is about like seeing the future trends and seeing where the current data will take the company forward. Yeah, I'm also seeing, okay, which one will be the right fit for me for now, because I'm also really interested in maths. So that's why I have been thinking, okay, I think I might take like data science roles in future. But yeah, it's still in a like in it's still in the preparation progress right now, because yeah, like it has a lot of mathematical and like statistical tools involved in data science. And in analytics, it's much of like uh, the analyzing tools and the visualization tools, and a bit less of the mathematics side.
Do you see like the use of AI being like more prominent going on into the future in like the data industry? Because I feel like being able to like take the data that you have in like any business and like being able to like make predictions from it or like analyze the data. I think that's something that like AI can potentially advance into like doing like in the future. So
Mhm.
what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, it's a quite like ongoing topic right now for sure about AI and yeah, it sometimes makes me question myself as well. But yeah, I think AI we can say it as a tool that can assist you to work more efficiently doing instead of depending on it just entirely.
Mhm.
So yeah, getting assistance from it is something which I see like AI as. Like I have seen a lot of tools which help you to write queries and everything, and some of the tools also help you to visualize stuff. But when it comes again to soft skills, that is connecting with the client, connecting with your manager or someone who you are trying to explain the visualization or the KPIs and everything. AI, I don't think so for now can entirely do that.
Mhm.
And having, making that bond with another person when you're trying to explain a certain thing that, okay, where is the company will be going? What is the company doing currently? So all those soft skills and the communication part is where human usually comes in, and also understanding the business problem that the company might be facing is something that we will have to do eventually, because yeah, we cannot be like entirely dependent on AI for that. So yeah, I personally see it as a tool that is meant for assisting, and I've also like heard from a lot of people who are like my seniors or some experts in the industry that having a really strong foundation matters a lot. And that's what I've been also trying to do. Like learning all the basic stuff, whether it is even Python or SQL or whatever other language that we are doing. If we like be entirely dependent on AI, then our foundation will be weak. And that will eventually cause a problem in future. We never know that you might be given a task at your workplace or something, and then you are chat GPTing it.
Yeah.
And like they hired you for your skills, for your knowledge, and for your past experiences. So yeah, having a really strong foundation like matters as of now, like uh even with the growth of AI. So yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
definitely
just
agree.
my take on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like even using it as a tool because as you said, like there are a lot of like human factors that like AI can't like always be on top of. Like, things are
Yeah.
always changing like every minute. So
Yeah,
especially
totally.
like in a business, like, there's like so many like, making sure that's like stays up to their vision, their goal. And also like if there are any changes, like, especially if it's like a big business.
Yeah.
So yeah, like AI can only do so much, like there has to be
Yes.
someone there.
A
Yeah.
human touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
has to be a
Yeah.
human touch to stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
for sure. Yeah. And also on another point that you mentioned, like being dependent on like AI going on to the future. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that point. Like getting like if you're hired by someone, it's like they hired you because they like you. It's not like because they can always get like an AI to do the job, like or like help them do the job.
Yeah.
But they hired you for a reason. So I
Yes.
think like just like trying your best and like putting your human touch into the business is like yeah, the
Yes.
main point. So you are going through like your university, doing internships, hackathons, and like also applying to internships, and also being a part of
Yeah.
like so many communities, RTC, which is a lot. So how do you manage your
Yeah.
time, like balance your time?
Yeah, really great question. Yeah, I think managing time, like it's not just a one-step process for sure. And I think I've been trying to figure it out along with my journey. Like d during my classes, which are ongoing, so I list out things, okay, if I have an assignment due tomorrow, and if I also have to apply for an internship, maybe that's uh which has the end date of maybe within 3 days, then of course I'll give my priority to the assignment. So yes, in that way, I try to list out my priorities and use time blocking as well. That okay, because I like to have deadlines in my mind that okay, if I need to get done this by this time and certain things by this date. So yeah, I think and yeah, Google Calendar, it is really I highly like I'm grateful for anyone, like someone who created it, really, because it helps, just keep in check of what's upcoming and to organize stuff and also to keep an eye out that like to assign some events that will be coming up. So yes, and yeah, apart from that, yeah, writing down stuff has been really important for me as well. Like I try my best to uh, like not just entirely be using uh, all the tools that we have on our like laptop or anything, but yeah, I try to write down and see what's my high priority and work on it.
Like, I think it's like definitely a learning process. Like
Yeah.
even I'm trying to learn how to like manage my time, and like there's always something to improve on in that. So these are good points. Do you usually get time to like spend on your hobbies or like hang out with friends? Like, is that something
Uh,
you also make time for?
yeah, I try my best to do that, honestly. Like a lot of my close friends are back in my home country, and figuring out a time which suits for both of us is like anyone who I try to connect with is something a bit challenging, and it's not a one-sided effort, I can say. And yeah, like I try my best to like speak with my family whenever I can, and to connect with my friends whenever I get like free time, or if there's a like a break going on. And yeah, like it's a bit difficult, especially when the classes and the courses are going on. But I make sure that I give a bit of time to myself because I don't want to go insane. So yeah, that's how it's been.
I think first year has definitely been like pretty like it went by like pretty fast, and I was also like pretty busy.
Yeah.
So I think like I personally haven't got time to like spend any time like on my hobbies or anything for like
Mm,
almost 2 years now, which is pretty bad.
yeah.
But yeah, again, like just
Mm,
try to improve on like your schedule, trying to prioritize things as you said. It's definitely
yes.
a learning process.
Yes, and also please don't burn out yourself. Yes, like yeah, university time is really crucial and all the courses and everything are important,
Yeah,
but
for
so
sure.
is your mental health and your physical health as well. Because I do like feel that there's not a lot of like physical activity when we are working on a laptop or any desktop or something. And yeah, like figuring out that okay, I need to keep a check of if I'm working out or not, if I'm like just going on a brisk walk or not, is
Yeah.
something which I like. It's in the back of my mind, but yeah, I do make out time for it, like during weekends or whenever there's no exam going on.
Mhm.
So I'll suggest that do keep in touch with physical activity and a few of your hobbies as well. So yes.
Yeah, and I think like even taking like little breaks, like going from one lecture to another, you have
Yeah.
like that little like 5 minutes, you can like walk
Yeah.
down with your friends, talk
Yeah.
about something. So I think even that is like a little break that's
Yep.
good for your
Break.
health actually.
Yes, totally. Yep. And really much better than scrolling through maybe reels or something.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. So as we kind of wrap up, like now that you've stepped ahead and like of so many terms of like experiences, gone through like internships, programs, so what's like one or like what's like the most valuable lesson that you've shared with your students or like your peers, or you would like to just who are like just starting on their tech journeys or like trying to figure out their way of like what they really want to do in their careers?
Yeah. Really nice question. I think there's not one lesson which I can share.
Mhm.
Like there are multiple lessons which
Yeah.
I've learned so far, but if maybe I have to pick a few, I think it would be to do not compare yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do not compare yourself, and do have a belief that you will figure out things eventually. And yeah, these are the two things which I uh, like stick to even right now, and try my best to remind myself like as many times as I can, because figuring out in tech and in computer science in general is quite overwhelming and a bit confusing. But and also like platforms, there are certain platforms on which you get to know about okay what some other people is doing, your peer is doing, and everything, and that can lead to a bit of comparison,
Yeah.
and it has happened with me. So
Yeah, me too.
that's why I'm really like suggesting that do not compare yourself, and yeah, you'll figure out your journey eventually. Just focusing on maybe one step at a time might help as well. So that's a few lessons I can say.
Great advice. As you said, like figuring out what you really want to do is like
Mhm.
it's a journey that does take time and you have to give it
Yep.
time. And
Yeah.
like it's not like you have to know what you want to do by like a certain age. Like there are
Yes.
so many people who are even like working in like like are experts, professional, working in like a good company, but they're
Mhm.
still trying to figure out like what they want to do, and they're like over like
Yeah.
30 years old. So that's also
Yes.
fine, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yes. Because yeah, like I've experienced it that sometimes I like focus on the destination a lot than the journey. That okay, this is where I want to reach. This is what I want to achieve. And in that process, I sometimes forget, okay, but I need to fully experience my ongoing journey too, and to learn as much as I can before I reach a certain goal or achieve something. So yes, it's like for me, it's always been a work in progress. So the learning plus applying is what has helped me. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something that I've learned in my like first year too. Like getting like a degree at the end of like a
Mm,
4-year program is not like just about like getting the degree. It's like about the journey, like the process, the
yep.
hard work that you put like all your like 4 or 5 years of your life that makes like
Yeah,
that degree and that one day like so worth it, you know?
totally.
And even on
Yep.
like your other advice that you gave, like not comparing yourself,
Yeah.
there are I think like even I've faced that, like even like when you open LinkedIn, like you see a lot of people nowadays like
Yeah.
they're like
Yes. A lot. A
yeah,
lot. And yeah,
yeah,
for
like
me, like at first, yeah, I'll just add in that yeah, LinkedIn is a great platform to connect and network and everything, but don't lose yourself to
yeah,
just scroll on it and just seeing other people's achievement and having a like getting a bit of the envy feeling is quite
yeah,
natural, but like if we use it for the right purpose, I think we can use it more like using the platform more efficiently is possible. If we are clear with what we are trying to achieve, where we are trying to reach, then it would be really better if we focus on what
yeah,
we should be doing.
yeah, yeah, like what you
Yeah.
want to do rather than like focusing on like what other people have done, like like oh thinking like oh I might be like a little too behind or like. But
Yeah.
yeah, everyone has their own pace. And like
Yeah.
again, even if you go on LinkedIn, like no two people have like the same sort of experience posted, right?
Yes,
So like
totally.
everyone's different that way as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So I know you
Yeah.
mentioned a little bit about like soft skills that are really important in like any career now. So are there like any underrated skills, habits that like you wish you would like focused on earlier or like you knew about a little bit earlier?
Mhm. Yes, I think there are a few. One of them would be taking on leadership roles, I think. Like academic wise, yeah, like all the courses and subjects you take are important, but try to be open to leadership roles because if you started uh, like early in your process, it will help you further. And leading a project or leading a community or an organization will help you to uh, learn that okay, how to collaborate effectively with people, how to coordinate with people, and that's what like joining organizations has helped me to focus on soft skills like leadership and being a bit social. I would recommend that as well. Like try to attend networking events or hackathons, like even though they seem quite scary at first, but I think first steps in general are generally just scary. But we just have to take the step because we don't know how the consequences will going to be. So there is also no point in being scared of the failure that you haven't even seen yet. So yeah, taking the first step and communicating with people who are like more knowledgeable than you and like helps a lot as well. Reaching out to teachers or professors which you admire and getting guidance from them is something which I would recommend as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
these are the things, few of the soft skills.
There's so many things that like academics and like university can't teach.
Yeah,
And like after you come into university, like I've realized that more. That
yeah.
like being a part of like extracurriculars programs, even like outside of just your university communities,
Hmm.
um, can actually like help you build so much experience, like learn so much. So definitely like
Yeah,
put yourself out there,
yeah.
and apply to as many things you're interested in.
Yes, yeah, but don't overload yourself or
Yeah.
yeah, that's also one thing definitely to keep in mind because
Yeah.
at first we are also really excited to try out multiple things at the same time. But yeah, I think it's also a part of the process to see what is our niche or what is something which we really, really want to grow in. And that comes with trying out new things.
Going on to your like previous point of like not like comparing yourself and
Hmm.
connecting to one of the points that you mentioned, like I think like if someone does seem like, an overachiever, like someone that you
Mm.
want to become into the future, I think it's better to like reach out to them and be like, oh, how did you like learn from them rather than like having that like little bit of envy feeling, being like, oh, they're
Yeah,
like ahead. 'Cause
yes,
a lot of people are actually willing to help. Believe it or
yeah,
not, it's just like you have to reach out. So
yeah. I totally agree. Like I've also been in the process of, shifting the perspective that yeah, if I do come across a senior or maybe I just literally just ask them, okay, how did you break in and what was something which helped you to get a certain role or maybe get a certain achievement.
And that's like a part of like one of the things that you learn like after you go into university, because you
Yeah,
just see that more and like you also like university is such like a large like there's so many people, like around you.
yeah, totally.
So it's like a like one of the big transitions from high school is also that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you just have like a larger community, more variety of people with like
Hmm.
worse experiences, like and like they all come from like different places, so it's definitely good to reach
Yeah.
out to everyone.
Yes, totally. Like in high school and everything, we are in a really small bubble, we can say. We see the same faces and the same people every single day for so many years.
So, Basvi, thank you so much for sharing your insights, path, your whole journey. It's been great to like learn so much from you, and yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you so much for having me here. It was really, really, really great to talk with you and also hear from your end of your journey.
And thank you for tuning in today. Hope you learned something new. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. And I will see you in the next one.